Five Nights at Freddy's is such a classic. I know I don't speak for everyone, but I do know that I speak for a whole lot of people when I say that Five Nights at Freddy's was like one of these staple games that we watched YouTubers play back in the heyday. You know, like from PewDiePie, Markiplier, Jacksepticeye. Personally, I didn't really watch it for the game though. I watched it for them, and personally, I didn't really like the game all that much. I appreciated the concept of it and how it's about the security guard who begins working at this haunted place where creepy animatronics move at night and tries to kill you, and it's very suspenseful. But the game, at least from what I remembered it as, was just jump scare central, and I wasn't having any of that, right? So why in the hell did I decide to watch this movie? Well, I actually wasn't going to back when it was announced, but then, it's been a while since I've watched a movie and reviewed a movie, so here we are. I didn't watch Killers of the Flower Moon because I found out that it was 3.5 hours long, and I work now, so time is precious to me, and I didn't have like 4 hours, right, to spend at the movie theaters, with all the ads and stuff. And I didn't watch Expendables 4 because I didn't watch the previous 3 movies before that one, and I felt like I needed to in order to review that movie, but I just couldn't be bothered. Like, I feel like I need to say this in each and every single one of my videos because people don't seem to understand, right? And always feel like the reviewer has to know every single aspect about a movie or franchise in order to review it. So, listen to this. Okay, I love a variety of movies and I'm just here to share my opinions of them because I have no one else to share them with. Some movies or series I know a lot about, others not so much, okay? That doesn't mean that my opinion isn't valid. And here's another one. I thoroughly enjoy this movie. I'm definitely far from a Five Nights at Freddy's fan, but this movie really makes me want to learn more about the story that revolves around it. I did watch a quick video online about the lore to somewhat prepare myself for this, and that just got me much more excited for it because it really opened my eyes, and I never really knew Five Nights at Freddy's was that detailed. All I remembered was that it was like a series of just dumb jump scares. I don't know why. Maybe because that was like the most memorable part of it all, when you die and then these creepy animatronics just scare the crap out of you. And if you know me, you know I hate jump scares. I'm not going to get into it now though. So because of that, I thought I was going into a movie filled with jump scares, so that's what I expected. But I also did hope that it would go into the lore a bit as well. And I'm glad to say that this movie had less of what I didn't want and more of what I did want. This one was more of a slow burn and focused on the characters and the story more than anything else. The scare factor was definitely still there though, but instead of focusing on cheap jump scares, it focuses on the creepy environment, suspenseful atmosphere, and implicit horror. Which, after reading upon many people's discussions online, makes me believe that this movie does stay pretty damn true to the games, and many longtime fans, I feel, will enjoy this one, and many newcomers will as well, because they really do go into the story behind Five Nights at Freddy's in this one. But it almost feels like Five Nights at Freddy's was in the back seat, because a lot of this movie was actually about Mike Schmidt, played by Josh Hutcherson, and this sister he had to take care for. And the movie really gets into his life and gets a bit emotional because of that. Now, this movie isn't rated R, which I was actually surprised about coming into this. It originally was, I read, but I heard they did the same play that they did with Venom and made it PG-13, just, widen the audience base and perhaps make it a bit more successful because of that. Now, here's my take. After watching and reading about some of the Five Nights at Freddy's lore, the story I learned is pretty dark, and so I expected the R18 plus rating just because of that. But now I definitely feel like the PG-13 rating is the right call because the games were never really that violent or gory to begin with, if I remember correctly. The violence in them was always implied, and so were they in this movie, which leads me to believe even more that this movie stays true to its source material. And in my opinion, something that is implied is much scarier than actually seeing it, because I don't know about you, but like as soon as I see something, it instantly becomes less scary. It's one of those things where once you figure out what it's all about, like it loses its kind of, its exciting factor in a way. It's not the same, but it's kind of like that. But even for a PG-13 movie, this movie does get pretty violent. It definitely does feel like it pushes the boundaries of it a bit, even goes beyond it a bit, which is great. It's definitely not too mild in the violence department like the PG-13 rating would suggest, but it also isn't overly violent or overly gory. Five Nights at Freddy's is ultimately a mystery thriller. At the start, you don't know much, but you do feel as though things don't feel quite right. It's a bit uneasy, and the more the movie and story progresses, the more you learn, which makes this conclusion a pretty epic one. Some things didn't make too much sense though. Most of these do get explained a bit like later, like I said, because of the the mystery aspect of the movie. But there was one scene I caught out where the main character was limping, but he didn't really get hurt, or he didn't get hurt prior. He did get hurt after that scene, so it made no sense as to why he was limping there. Look, more seasoned Five Nights at Freddy fans might have wished some things in this movie were a bit different. I can't speak for those people though. They may have different opinions, but these are mine. Even then, like I saw a lot of people at my theater, probably fans of the series too, and they even stayed towards like the very end, like just to see if there were any like teasers or post-credit scenes like after the credits rolled out, and they stayed towards the very end, and they even I'm not gonna say any more than that but let's just say it leads me to believe that a lot of people had a good time with this one as well. Nearly spoiled something well, it's not really counted as a spoiler, but you'll have to see for yourself. I'm not gonna give away too much in these spoiler-free reviews, I guess. But yeah, let me know what you think about it. I do feel like there were maybe like missed opportunities into the amount of jump scares there could have been. Like, it would have been absolutely crazy as such if like there was one towards the very end, like after the credits rolled out, like the death jump scare in the games, in the Five Nights at Freddy games, just something just jump at you. That would have truly been the cherry on the cake, man. That would have topped everything. That would have, man. But oh well. I'm going to give the Five Nights at Freddy's movie a B+. And man, I do hope there are sequels to this, because this is a promising franchise, and man, I really did enjoy this one. This one definitely exceeded my expectations somewhat, and if they make more of these, I would be very, very happy, honestly. Even like coming from I'm not even a Five Nights at Freddy's fan, but this movie makes me want to play the game. Well, I never really liked the games, okay, but the concept I really like, and seeing a movie of it is pretty cool, and definitely my type of thing. Being someone who doesn't like jump scary type games and stuff, and suspenseful ones. But anyway, that's it, guys. Let me know what you think down below. Like and sub if you enjoyed, and as always, feel free to check out my previous videos. Like and sub if you enjoyed. I'm getting rusty. It's been, I think, has it been a month since I uploaded it? I don't know, but I wanted to take a break. I needed a break because I felt burnt out because of work and just uploading videos and hardly getting any views. But now I'm back, and I don't know if I'll continue making videos, to be honest. But that's in another video. I'm not gonna get into it now. But yeah, like, sub, we'll check out any of my previous videos, and yeah, as always, whatever, yada yada yada. Until next time.